Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me well. Um, I have not picked out any cards for this video yet. Just kind of going to start pulling and see where it leads. Thank you for coming to the channel, for liking and subscribing to the channel and sharing so others can like and subscribe. We have a few, I'm not going to say haters, but maybe mockers from a recent video that we've done. But if you don't have, a few haters or people laughing at you, then you're not doing it right, right? So anyway, it gets the views up and helps the channel either way. So thank you. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into it. What is the message that you have for us today, Spirit? Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, I did a message yesterday that I didn't record, just to like for myself, and it definitely said that there was an apology coming from the devil. The devil was about to apologize. Whether it was sincere or forced, I don't know, but maybe that's something you can be expecting soon. We have had a lot of readings about, like demonic type shit. People doing, demonic shit and laughing about it. So, you know, it's about time, and actually. All right. So, we have Pluto, Shadow and Mysticism, and Capricorn, the boss. So, Shadow boss, the boss of the shadows or the shadow people. Maybe we'll get this apology reading again. Let's see. Moon, feelings and subconscious. Conjunction, fusion, and energy. So it does look like we have a devil in their feelings here. And this might be a new thing. Like, new to them. Maybe they're not used to having any feelings at all. Let's see. Chemistry and passion. Avoidance and stalemate. Lack. Healing. Reflections and projections. I am getting the feeling of that apologetic devil energy again. It's interesting. It's very interesting. See, before I get into the tarot, I really want to try. Let me see. Sorry if you hear Blippi in the background. It's my little one. It's the only way I can keep her busy long enough to get a reading in. And this is why I usually do them in the morning, but Today was one of those days that we just did not get up until right before the alarm went off. Okay, so we have 3. But it's actually like 1, 2, 3. I'm getting Trinity from this. Trinity. The Starborn. Trinity. And like the egg. Like what came first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing. And the Father. To the Father. The heart. Agape. Which is like reciprocal love of God. So I'm getting the feeling of a scripture in the Bible. And I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's something about fathers will turn the hearts towards children and children towards father. That's the feeling that I'm getting with this right here. This father heart reciprocal love of God. So, I don't know. Let's just keep going, see where this is headed, because it's interesting to say the least. Karma. You will reap what you have sown. And I think the devil, we can all say, has sown some not so good seeds. Maybe the reaper is coming to harvest. Doesn't always mean death. Bird perched, waiting for news, package letter. Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Mountain, major challenge to overcome. Okay, so there was a mountain. There was a challenge to overcome. But the most difficult part is over. So, if you were going up the mountain, now you're coming down on the other side. Maybe this is part of that reap what you sow. If you did the hard work on the way up the mountain, then the way down should be fairly easy. See, the rainbow is also God's promise, right? God's promise never to flood the world again. So, like trials and tribulations, maybe, and a promise, that it's over and that you will never have to do that again. Maybe in this life or the next, if depending on how difficult your mountain was. And these dealings with the devil. It's like, most people make a deal with the devil, but you didn't. You had dealings with the devil where, I feel like the devil maybe tried to test you and push you past your limits and try to get you to make a deal, but you didn't. You stayed strong. And maybe because of this, now the devil is at a stalemate and in doubt and starting to heal because they're looking at their own reflection, because you stood strong. You know, you're a Trinity, starborn, starseed kind of thing, and you reap what you sowed. It's good stuff. The devil is reaping what they sowed, and it's bad stuff, right? But there is something in the physical world, in the real world. There is a news, a package, a letter, a message, something coming. Of course, they all hit the floor. So yeah, so I'm feeling like the devil is doing that healing reflection and maybe turning back towards God. Right? Like the prodigal son type thing, maybe. Ariel, Knight of Cups, the revealing God. Perception and revaluation, discovers hidden treasure, reveals secrets of nature. So maybe this is actually like a natural cycle. Maybe it doesn't happen very often, but it is a natural cycle. Flippy. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do to get a few minutes. All right. Um, okay, so we have this Seven of Pentacles. It's more reap what you sow type of energy as far as the Seven of Pentacles is concerned. But the Nimamaya, the lovely God, discernment, general prosperity, the deliverance of prisoners, maybe part of this healing, apology, reflection, turning back to God thing is the release of prisoners. Maybe the devil, or whoever was in this devil energy, um, is realizing that they can't hold on to these people or these energies anymore. They have to let them go. Maybe God is making them let them go. Maybe that's part of the apology. And Six of Swords, which is walking away, right? Or in some ways escaping, you know. It's actually, yeah, I feel like it's more of an escape. And the gentle God, perception of unity, protects against accidents and heals the sick. So I'm getting that this devil energy is like mentally ill, but avoiding having to deal with that and look at themselves in that way. And that there's something going on here that is forcing them to take that look in the mirror, to do the reflection and the inner healing, and turning back to God, you know, back to God, back to source, back to light, back to healing. When they were maybe in denial about the fact that they were in that devil energy at all. But maybe they're, you know, maybe they're in a position now where they're being forced to face that fact. Maybe because of something that they did against a starborn, starseed, Trinity, you know, Holy Spirit energy. And, you know, as always, this can be general, very general reading. It can be, you know, it's reading the energy. So it can be on a grand worldwide scale. but it can also be happening in your individual daily life as well. Because there's levels to everything. There's dimensions, there's levels. And, the message can resonate on many different levels. So if this is something that you are or have been experiencing, or maybe about to experience, in your personal life, in any kind of dealing with an individual in your life, just know that it's also happening on a grander, larger scale, and that actually by you going through this, you are actually helping to keep the forward movement and bring in the positive energy that we need to be able to move forward and heal collectively. So thank you for doing your part if this message resonates with you. Okay, so we have justice reversed. Unfairness, lack of accountability, guilt, dishonesty, and punishment. So somebody's guilty. I feel like it's something they've been doing for a really long time, but they've been ignoring it, and they haven't wanted to accept responsibility or accountability, and now they're being forced to, right? Being forced to. It's maybe more than one person. And they may or may not be, you may or may not be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, and this person may or may not be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, and you may or may not be dealing with an actual Capricorn. But, if you are, then that's just further confirmation for you. And okay, so this is interesting. I've got all three of these cards came out in reverse. This is the only one that's in the upright. So I'm taking this as past. This is past energy, right? These are things that happened in the past, like the magician, manipulative, um, using magic for nefarious purposes, intentionally to harm other people, like black magic, right? Okay, so this is like a practitioner, someone who knew what they were doing, right? And narcissism. Okay, so you've been dealing with a narcissist, which is very much, that devil energy. And past, Five of Swords, past resentment, revenge, remorse, regret, making amends. Yes. Okay, so this is that apologetic energy. And Four of Wands, personal celebration, inner happiness, conflict with others, lack of support, transience. Okay, so I'm getting this as different things, but ultimately stability, like lack of stability. So this devil energy is, is a narcissist that is actually being forced to look at themselves and what they've done and do some healing that they have been avoiding for a really long time. Um, uh, yeah, due to lack and doubt and things like that. But they're also at the same time, and part of that healing process, for this narcissistic devil energy is turning back to God. And this person may be a father energy, or it may be, turning back to God the Father. But if you really truly know and understand, um, God the Creator, is genderless. Okay, so there is a God the Father, there is a God the Mother, but it's just a way to describe the energies of whatever it's portraying or giving out at that point in time. And right, so turning the heart back to God, right? And these narcissists, narcissism in general, I feel is it's a protective mechanism, right? For wounded people to continue to remain wounded because healing hurts too much, right? But they're at a point where, they can't do that anymore. They can't do that anymore, right? Avoiding the feelings, the subconscious, they can't ignore that stuff anymore because the energy that's coming through, and that people like us, the Starseeds, are utilizing in order to make the change, in order to make them make the change. And they are, these narcissists, these devil energies are really, truly, having to feel things that they have been avoiding for a really long time, and real, true emotions. And they're actually in regret. They're in regret and remorseful for causing, lack of stability in others. And this I'm getting this as like homelessness, for causing homelessness for people. So there is a situation specifically for someone out here where whoever this person is to you actually caused you to be homeless. They took your home away, they kicked you out in some way, shape, or form, and they're feeling bad about it. And they're going to have to apologize. God is making them apologize. And this, and also this is also what is coming of this: a 9 of Cups, a wish come true for this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm getting, okay. So, and we have the Aries, Leo, Sag here, and the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so we've got air signs, water signs, and fire signs out here. Air signs, water signs, fire signs. No earth signs. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting that is coming out. I got that energy yesterday. I picked up on it yesterday, and it's coming out again. So let's see if we can dig a little deeper here, and what else can we find out about this? What else do we need to know about this devil apology energy? Okay. 8 of Swords, reverse. Self-limiting beliefs, inner critic, anger, guilt, releasing negative thoughts, opening to new perspectives. Okay, freedom. So, um, these narcissists, right? They have to be right. They're always right. You know, um, but I think that it's gotten to a point where it is undeniable that they're wrong. That they are having to open themselves up to new perspectives and the possibility that they're wrong, because they are. And whatever they did, whatever they do, how they behave, how they interact with other people, how they interact with energies, how they interact with God, has been wrong. And they're guilty. They're guilty. So they are truly, truly feeling this emotion, this, all these emotions, and feeling guilty about it. So that's just more confirmation. There is actual guilt here. It's like a miracle, truly. Like, I mean, if you've ever dealt with true narcissists, then you would know what a miracle that really is. Um, it is the work of God, for sure. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands reverse, weighed down. Right, so I'm getting this as like magic backfire, okay, kind of thing, and weighing them down. So like they're the magician, right? They're the magician reverse. They knew exactly what they were doing. They're a practitioner. They were in practice of all of this. right? They'd done it many times. They knew what they were doing, and it was, you could say black magic, right? Intentional manipulation of people energies, for their own personal gain, regardless of the outcome, without even considering the consequences of those actions. And now it's backfiring on them, right? That magic backfire. Okay, here we go. We have more like apologetic energy here. Seven of Swords reverse, coming clean. Getting caught, right? So they got caught. And even after they got caught, for a long time, they did not turn to God. They did not turn from their wicked ways. They did not feel regretful, remorseful, or sorry in any way, but they are now. And we have coming in quickly, Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles reverse. So, another thing, if you know anything about narcissists, is they can't stand alone, because only the truth can stand alone. And they live a lie. They need to surround themselves with people. They need to constantly be trying, working their magic on these people in order to try to maintain the illusion that they have created for themselves and everyone else. But this is not possible anymore, right? So it may be that it's not just this one particular person, but again, the energy. So many people that have been in this energy or in this illusion due to this person and this energy, manipulation, they're coming out of it. They're coming out of it. So these people that were involved in these groups, doing these devilish things, individually, they're starting to realize, they're coming out of it. They're starting to realize that this is not something that they want to participate in anymore, and I think they're feeling bad about it as well. Yeah, okay. The World. So this is confirmation for what I said earlier about this being a worldwide energy, and this happening worldwide, but it's also the closing of a cycle, right? Saturn is all about, like karma and cycles and karmic cycles, right? And this is something that's ending. It's closing out. You have accomplished your goal. If you're a starseed and you were sent here, to do something like this, to fight the good fight, the war is almost over. In fact, I feel like the war is already won. And the cycle is just that now it's coming to completion. Right now it's starting to show in the 3D world, right? It's like that's what this waiting on news package or letter is. That's like 3D stuff. We're waiting for it to come. It's already happened in the 5D energetically, and we're just waiting for it to show up in some way, shape, or form in the real world. Let me. Sometimes spirit gives me dates, and sometimes they don't. So let me just see if I can get some kind of, insight and clarification as to a date, like a time frame of some kind as to when we should start to see this energy, coming through in the 3D physical world. Friday. I've been getting that a lot lately, pulling that Friday card. But, maybe it's just like Venus, love. Seventh house, more Venus. Could also be, maybe a Friday in July. And we have a whole bunch of cards that just flew out, so I'm probably not going to be able to take them. But I'll take a look and see if anything resonates. Okay. I'm going to take these because this is something that is meaningful to me, and that's telling me that it needs to come out. So we have June and 9, most high. Okay, so June 9th, it's 6-9, 69. It's Cancer, right? It's June 9th, the date. It's yin and yang. It's, really, if you think about it too, it's like man and woman. Okay, so let me just check my calendar. I just want to see what date that actually is. June 9th is a Saturday. Okay. So maybe like Friday to Saturday, like Friday, June 8th to Saturday, June 9th. Things are going to start turning around, and maybe they'll really be picking up in July. So maybe from June, like June 9th to July, we'll see more of this actually, like coming to fruition. If you're expecting some kind of apology, an actual apology, you may see it during this time. Right? Yeah, you may get it. Maybe that's the news package or letter that you'll be receiving. Some kind of apology letter. Friday, June 8th to sometime in July, maybe. We have 3. So I'm kind of getting like Trinity, like Most High Trinity. Like God the Most High God. It's going to come through, right? Okay, July. Okay, so, July 3rd is the day before the 4th of July, which is Independence Day. Maybe freedom, deliverance, God delivering us from evil, which we know has been happening, since like the Passover in April, at the end of April. And maybe that's when it started, like energetically, and we're going to start seeing the physical real world, we're going to see that energy coming through in the physical real world sometime between Friday, June 8th and maybe July 3rd or 4th, that time frame. Okay, so Spirit has actually come through and given a pretty direct time. So I'd say that's pretty good confirmation. And I'm not sure that I'm actually going to be able to get any more detail on that. That's pretty detailed in itself. So we have the overall general, like worldwide energy of the devil, apologizing and turning back to God. Okay, so that's the general energy. That's pretty much the message, and it's happening on a worldwide level. It's also happening on individual levels in individuals' lives, and not necessarily every individual. Certain starseed individuals that have been placed here by God to participate in this, if you understand, like end times, rapture, apocalypse type of thing. This is what's happening now. And this is okay. So that makes more sense now when we get to this about the perception and revelation. Okay, revelations. And the deliverance of prisoners. Okay, yes, this is all making sense. It all comes together. Feels the sick, right? Okay, so one thing that we need to remember when dealing with these people and these energies is that they are sick. Okay, they're mentally ill, and they may seem normal, at first, but when you dig a little deeper, when you get beneath the surface, they're truly like mentally ill, and of the worst kind, right? Because they're the ones that don't know that they're mentally ill, the ones to refuse to acknowledge that they're mentally ill. But God is healing. God is doing this healing work. God is making sure that the healing work gets done, by way of these starseeds, these angels on earth doing the difficult work. And God is telling you that your job is almost over. You've climbed this mountain, and promising that at least in this life, never again are you ever going to have to deal with something like that or a person like that. And hopefully, maybe for a long time, as far as like energetically for future generations, if we can get these people, these devil energies to heal, then, how much better off will the world in general be? For how long, right? And these cycles, this is a cycle. I think we've established that it's a cycle. But it's a cycle that doesn't come along very often, right? So maybe so infrequently that we haven't actually been able to document it, or the only way that we have been able to document it is through the Bible, which is very cryptic. And so it's at least every 6,000 years, at least. It's pretty interesting if you think about it. Okay, all right. Sorry it took us so long to get it out, but when you dig deep, sometimes it takes a little longer to get there. Thank you, each and every one of you. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and at the very least, you found it entertaining. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.